In this video, I'm going to talk about spiritual health. I'm going to narrow it down to just the basics that you need to have good spiritual health, so stay tuned. Alright, let's get into this video. So, what is spiritual health? Holistic health is body, mind, and soul, and the soul part of that is where the spiritual aspects come in, and I think that is so crucial. I think a lot of people skip over this, and this is why I like to talk about spiritual health so much. So when I'm done with this video, you're going to get a really good idea of what it means to have good spiritual health and some practical ways that you can improve that in your life. The first thing I'm going to talk about is life purpose. So it's been proven that if you find and follow your life purpose, if you're actually living it, you will be happier and healthier. And so why is this a spiritual thing? I think that this is a spiritual thing because most people don't really get to this point, or maybe it's not most, maybe half. There's so many people out there that are not living their life purpose. And they think they are because they have a good job, they have kids, they're married, they checked off all the boxes. But really, a life purpose is deeper than that, and it's more to do with the meaning that you give life. And that's why it's a spiritual thing. It's not about surviving. It's about thriving. So following your heart, really doing what you want to do. And ways that you can find your life purpose are volunteering, trying a new hobby. You can even take a course on it. So there's multiple ways out there that you can do this. No matter what way you want, I would highly suggest doing something though, because life becomes completely different and better in every way when you realize what your life purpose actually is. The next one is higher power. So this is probably an obvious one, because when most people think of spiritual health, they think of going to church and things like that. And that does count, but you can also do something that is equivalent to that. So there's many religions out there. They don't all require that you go to church. But of course, if that's your thing, go ahead. There are so many religions though, and there are so many different ways to practice each religion. There's also getting out in nature. So whatever the thing is for you that helps you to connect to the higher power, just do that. So it doesn't have to be going to church. It can be doing rituals. It can be just walking outside. There's so many ways that you can get in touch with the higher power. The next thing on the list is to get out in nature, and this is an extension of that other one because it's different, but it's the same in some ways. Obviously, not everybody is going to believe that nature is a higher power, but many people do, and this is something that I think is, these two things are connected. I think spirituality and nature are so closely connected. I've actually got another video about that, which I will share with you too. But I think if you can meditate outside, go camping, plant a garden, plant a tree, walk barefoot on the earth, you are going to feel something. And it's not just, it's not just that you're feeling the sun on you or the wind on you. It's something more primal than that. It's something that actually calms you down. Like if you have problems, well, everybody's got problems, but if you can't stop your mind from thinking about your problems, a very simple solution is to just walk outside. Getting out in nature will instantly stop your thoughts. If not stop them, it'll at least calm you down a little bit. It's going to keep you more on an even level. I mean, it's hard to be depressed when, you're going for a walk outside and there's trees and birds and, it's just a whole nother world. I think being indoors too much is a major cause of depression. And so being out in nature helps your body, your mind, and your soul. So this is something that's threefold. It's something that is in all ways better for you. Learn or study. So this is pertaining to spiritual things. So you can do things like find a guru. And I'm kind of weird about the word guru. They're really just teachers. They're really just people to learn from, like role models. I don't recommend people worshiping other people just because they have knowledge. I think these are people that we can learn from and model ourselves after and get, inspiration from. You can go on a spiritual retreat. You can watch educational, enlightening documentaries, read books about spirituality and sacred text. So I know retreats are kind of expensive, and I had to put it on this list though, but like I said, if you can't afford that, there are lots of other ways that you can get the information. You might not get the experience from a retreat, but you can definitely get the information that you need to learn about all the different religions, all the different spiritual ideologies and ideas and all these philosophies about spirituality, and that's really where it starts. This is where it started with me. I just became drawn to all of these like documentaries and books, and when I realized that there was more than one religion out there back in my 20s, I'm like, whoa, there's other people that have a book that's got all this information in it that's similar to the Bible, but it's not the Bible, it's a whole different religion. And I was so curious. I actually bought a couple different ones from different religions. And then as I moved along with my spiritual journey, I realized it's not just about religion. There are books about spirituality in general. So these are books that can be about something like even, quantum reality or any type of philosophy or enlightenment or consciousness or awareness. These things, a lot of people think that New Age things are false, but that's only because science hasn't proven them. And science may prove them someday, but it may not. And I think they're two totally different paradigms, and I don't think some things in life can be proven. Everybody has things that go on in their mind, but you can't prove it. I mean, sure, you can hook yourself up to a brainwave, what are those brainwave machines that can tell you what brain state you're in, but you cannot prove to someone else that you can see images in your head. If other people didn't see that too in their head, they would think you were crazy. So there are lots of things. That's only one example. There are so many things about the world that cannot be seen, that cannot be heard, because our spectrum of visible light and auditory sounds that we can pick up are small. They are so small compared to what actually exists. Everybody knows that dogs can hear a higher pitched sound than humans can. So if there are things, and even gravity and wind, there's so many things that you can't see. So that's just basically a long way for me to say that there's a lot of books out there, there's a lot of information out there about things that are not religion, but are spiritual. Spiritual meaning metaphysical, things that are not in the three-dimensional world, things that are not material, things along that nature. So the next thing on this list is contemplation, and this goes hand in hand with learning and studying, because contemplation basically means it's like another way of saying thinking, but you're also praying, you're also meditating. And when you go on spiritual retreats, this is a great place to do contemplation because it's kind of set up that way. There's little spaces in nature you can sit. There's meditation rooms where there's no talking allowed. In fact, there's so many silent retreats out there where you're not allowed to speak, and of course, unless it's an emergency, but most people are there to contemplate. And so contemplation, prayer, and meditation, these are all amazing things. Daily journaling, this goes hand in hand with the last couple things that I've said, because I think, journaling and meditation go together so well, and journaling is basically contemplation in writing form. So if you can start a daily journal of writing out your thoughts and also start a gratitude journal, or you could do them mixed together. You can write a daily diary and then also write what you're grateful for at the same time. So I've talked extensively about journaling. I actually have another YouTube channel about journaling and another website, and I teach a course on how to do daily journaling. But basically, to keep it short for this video, I will just say that journaling is one of the few things, if not the most important thing, that is good for your body, your mind, and your soul. So why is journaling good for your body, you might be wondering? It's actually good for your body because it lowers your blood pressure. Like the second you sit down to write down any of your thoughts and get them out and expressing yourself energetically is so healthy for your body. So you can heal lots of things with journaling. And I guess I could probably talk about that for so long, I'm just going to stop now. But basically, if you want to keep it down to just the bare minimum here when it comes to journaling for spiritual health, gratitude journal and express yourself daily in any way that you can. If you want to learn more about spirituality, I've got lots of spiritual videos here, so have fun with that playlist. And be sure to subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.